had received a tip from one of my sources the night before that something in the governor's office was moving my way, and it was very coded, so it was hard to tell what that meant or how that would play out, but I knew that it was happening soon. So I didn't expect it to be 8 o'clock the next morning soon. I didn't expect it to be a search warrant for my house. I certainly didn't expect to have 4 police officers storm in my front door and point guns at my kids, but I knew that the governor was making a move on me in the near future. I thought in this country that unless somebody has a search warrant, you don't have to open the door for them, or you have no obligation to speak to the police if you don't want to. If you're not under arrest, you don't have to go with them. And apparently it is common practice for the state police now to give you a warrant after they are completed with their search. So you can't object to anything that they're doing. And to me, the thing that stuck out most was that on Monday, DeSantis's people claimed that he had no idea about what was happening or the raid or anything like that. And then, of course, Thursday or Friday, DeSantis said that he knew about the investigation and he knew it was ongoing, which to me is not a surprise. I knew that he had his hands all over this. But it's in a very extreme and autocratic step to take to send police to harass somebody because they're critical of you publicly. I was kind of that lobbying voice behind the scenes up until almost mid-March, saying the people deserve information. Panic is only going to be worse if you don't tell people what's going on or what your efforts are to address this. Hiding information and lying about things the way that the state was, like the fact that we knew about community spread very early on in February, or that we had people testing positive in February, or that on February 18th, I think we were monitoring over 500 people across the state. That kind of withholding of information is extremely detrimental to any kind of public campaign to get people to understand what's going on. When I hear Governor DeSantis talk about me, his entire body language changes, his demeanor changes, he gets very angry. I saw it in May and it disturbed me a lot in his now infamous rant about how great Florida did in front of Vice President Mike Pence. For someone who I've worked under for years without issue and have served gladly for years without issue and have never actually sat down and spoken to and gone through anything in depth, to show that kind of contempt for me for no reason other than that I'm sharing information is frightening. When it escalates to the point of sending the police to my home and threaten my family, I feel like I'm watching something that's happening in a different country. It seems surreal to me. I am not an important person. I'm not a politician. I have no power other than information. I think going after me sends a message to other people that may be considering coming forward. There's a playbook on disinformation campaigns, especially when it comes to science, and we saw it play out in a very violent and aggressive way, more so than anything I'm familiar with, happening in other fields of science in recent history. But it's not surprising. And that's partly because what the science says is that schools should be closed. You should wear a mask. We should limit bars and other activities that everybody wants to do. Don't go see your family for Christmas. It's not safe. And when you're asking people to modify their behavior to make a change in their life, even if it's temporary in this case, there's going to be resistance. That doesn't mean you change to science. People can make whatever decisions they want to make, but at least they're knowing what the information that is available says before they make those decisions. So unfortunately, it's part of the job. Shouldn't be, but it is. Try to be strong and calm kind of way, telling my kids that I love them, although it's evident from the last few seconds that I was starting to tear up. Because I've been, there's been accusations of, oh, what took you so long? And because it was 6 minutes between when I got the phone call and when I went downstairs, and the video captures about 4.5 minutes of that. So I just think it's important for people to see what a person does when they think they're being arrested unfairly in those last few minutes. And it's not destroying hardware or trying to hide things. It's putting on socks and hugging your kids and saying goodbye.